What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to be working on the Audi RS3, dialing in the stance. This car has a pretty unique stance for it. Not only does it have different size tires, you have two 65s up front and two 45s in the back. However, the weird thing is the front track is 62.7 inches, the rear track is 60 inches. So it's a really weird look to it. On top of that, you're gonna see how the fronts are kind of stuck in a little bit to the fender. The rears are way stuck in to the fender, way in there. So we have not the best looking stance on this car. However, to solve this, we are going to dial it in with some wheel spacers. Now, if you own an RS3, on our website, we have all this stuff linked down below. And today we're gonna be installing the H&R wheel spacers. We have 10 millimeters for the front and 15 millimeter in back, along with the corresponding bolts. So once again, all this is linked down below for you RS3 owners. But as you can see, we have the high quality H&R products, of course, one of the best names in the business, hub centric and everything. And you can see the thicker ones for the 15s, and then the corresponding longer bolts. So this is really gonna help make this car look a heck of a lot better with a really nice stance to it. So with the wheel off the car now, here's the biggest thing you want to take into consideration when adding a wheel spacer. Now there are a ton out there for every single car. Obviously you want to have the correct bolt pattern, that way it will fit up with your lug nuts. Next up is going to be the diameter of the center hole, the actual bore of it. So on your wheel, you have a center bore, and then on the car itself, you have a matching center bore that fits perfectly. OEM wheels are gonna fit nice and snug to where the hub lip on the car will fit perfectly secure into the wheel to limit vibration. Now here's the thing, if you do aftermarket wheels, a lot of times the hole in the wheel itself is gonna be larger than your OEM hub. That way they can accommodate different cars. One thing you need to do in those is hub-centric rings, which is basically a metal ring that will go in there to fill in that gap. Your wheel lug nuts or wheel bolts are of course going to hold the wheel onto the hub. However, there is going to be a risk of having vibration if you don't have that secure hub-centric design and hub-centric rings if you go aftermarket wheels. Now, here's the thing, with these H&R ones, as you can see, they have that lip on them. This lip perfectly corresponds to the lip on the wheel to where there's not going to be any of that vibration. The wheel bolts can only do so much to limit vibration. Of course, they hold everything nice and tight, but there's gonna be a little bit of flex, and you wanna have a wheel spacer that has this perfectly machined lip on it. That way it seats nicely onto your car, just like that, because it's recessed on the inside. And then once again, this lip will sit nice and snug inside the wheel to limit any issues and to keep these perfectly safe and track ready. Honestly, race cars use wheel spacers all the time. So these are a perfectly safe thing to do, especially on a brand new car like this, and you just wanna not skimp out. Get the best, that's why we only carry H&R wheel spacers. We love them, great product as you would all expect. Now because these are 10 millimeter spacers, your stock bolts aren't gonna be long enough and you wanna have plenty of thread to go into your car. Obviously, once again, safety is number one. So these ones I will have linked down below corresponding for 10 millimeter wheel spacers. They're about 10 millimeters longer than stock. So with all that said, to go ahead and install these, go ahead and just wipe down the surface of the wheel spacer in case they got any dirt. And then same with your hub, you don't want any sand or rocks or any little things in the way. You can see a little bit of that dirt coming off. Depending on how old your car is, if there's a lot of rust on this hub, go ahead and clean that off using some steel wool. This, just a little bit of surface dirt, nothing too crazy. Get all that off. And then just line these up with the correct set of holes. And just like that. That is securely on, and as you can tell, there is zero flex. There's no wobble left, right, up, down. So you know that these are machined perfectly hub-centric to keep this stock feeling, but give you all the benefits. And then bring your wheel over and let's line this up. And just like you'd expect, fitting perfectly, all lining up with the holes. And then now we're gonna take the new longer lug bolts and just start tightening everything just like normal. So 5 minutes later, we got the rears all installed. Installing wheel spacers is incredibly easy. No excuse to not be able to knock this out in your garage in like 20 minutes. So now let's take a quick before and after look. 15mm in the back with the 10mm up front, all stock wheels, stock tires, stock suspension. So let's see what we are looking at. So with the fronts, of course, we got the wider tires, wider front track as well. So as you can see, we just barely have a flush fitment with this part of the tire and the fender itself. So that is pretty much ideal, exactly what we would want. It looks nice and normal. And then moving to the rears, which were sunken in a little bit more, same sort of fitment as we're seeing. So if we get a little bit closer, you can tell how just this farthest point is in line with the fender itself. So that is really good to see. Perfect flush fitment. You can even see the front, how nice it is. And if we go to the other side now, you can take a look at how far sunken in that rear tire is. So way in there. And the front you can't even see. Now if we go back to the front now with the stock setup, once again, you can see how it's sunken in, and there's where it needs to be. So pretty good look for sure. I'm liking the new design. In back is where you really notice it. So looking good so far. Now let's just flip to the time lapse, knock out the passenger side, get out in the sunlight and take a spin. So with the car all squared away, man, that exhaust sounds good on this car. So other reasons you would want to do wheel spacers, not only to increase the stance of your car and make your wheels look a lot better, but they actually make the car handle better. Now that we have widened the front rear track as a wider stance, giving it a lower center of gravity. And with the adaptive suspension on the RS3, if I go back to RS Performance mode and take some fun turns, I'm noticing that wider stance is giving this a better handling characteristic. So when I'm taking these turns, honestly, the steering feels a little bit more aggressive. It feels just a little bit better, a little bit tighter and more direct, which is something that I'm not the biggest fan of with the RS3. I think the stock steering, I wish it was a little tighter. It's got like a variable steering rack to where it adjusts as you go harder in the turn, faster in speed. I'm not the biggest fan. However, that 20mm wider overall front track now, I feel like it just made the steering just a tad more heavy feeling and a little bit more direct. So I like that. You don't really notice anything out of the ordinary. Now into comfort mode, it drives the exact same as it did. You're not going to see any vibration in your steering wheel, suspension, or anything like that. The car drives just like it did. It's smooth, perfectly comfortable and normal, but now you do have just a little bit better increase in handling and stability. Those rear tires being really sunken in and smaller, now that they are out another 30mm over the stock track, I mean, that's really going to help give this a better solid rear end feel. And I'm already noticing that. It's minuscule, it's obviously not the craziest difference, but you're going to notice a nice little increase in that. And of course, the stance is going to look a heck of a lot better. All right, ending thoughts now with the new wheel spacers on the RS3. So driving around 20 miles or so, just kind of cruising in it. No rubbing or anything weird like that either. And of course, when I do lower the car, video coming soon of course, it's not gonna do anything like that. It's a nice conservative stance for the car where you're not gonna deal with rubbing or crazy looking issues or anything like that. Now, wheel spacers in general, sometimes they get a bad rap. When the person has a 200,000 mile car and they stick 2-inch wheel spacers from eBay on them that are not hub centric, yeah, you're gonna run into a lot of issues. But when you go with the high quality things that race cars even use, this is how you're properly going to do wheel spacers. And this is what I've done on a ton of cars, no issues. So one last look at the car. Of course, the ride height we need to lower. We got to get that in check. However, the overall stance now looks a heck of a lot better. It just looks much more normal. The wheels are nice and filled out now for the fender flares. I mean, that looks so much nicer, and it's not even sticking out at all. Look at that. Just perfectly flush, how we want a car to look. And then taking a look at the backside now, as you'd expect, looking really good. So I'm really liking the size that I went with. 15s in back, 10s in the front. I think that's kind of the perfect setup for the car. And again, when I lower the car a little bit, I think that'll just fill it in perfectly and look nice. So that is it for installing wheel spacers on the 8Y Audi RS3. If you have one of these cars, do the wheel spacers. It makes a huge difference. And once again, click the links down below. We carry these on our website. I'll have them all listed with different sizes as well. H&R has a few different sizes for the RS3, and I'll have the corresponding bolts. You're gonna need to get 5 bolts for every corner. That way you will not run into any issues. So check that all out, linked down below. And stance on the RS3 is coming together, handling that much more improved, which is always a nice touch. And now the stock wheels fill it out, makes the front end look a lot better. This kind of has an interesting front end. It's a lot of grille, but I think dialing in the stance makes this car definitely start to look super, super aggressive. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you all in the next video.